Hey guys, Skellington80 here. We welcome you back for day 13 of 25 Days of Monsters, and as I warned you yesterday, if you caught the video that is, today things are going to get pretty crazy. I mentioned that we would be getting to this story in a past video. I believe the one with the goblin spider in it. And, well, without further ado, let's begin. Today's story is The Horla, from the book of the same name by Guy de Maupassant in 1887. This illustration perfectly sets up what we're going to be in store for. We see the Horla over the main character's bed. Of course, it's invisible, so he can't see it. And look at that freaky creature. I mean, wow, that is some straight-up Lovecraftian shtick. That being said, I do love these illustrations, as I have been saying for the past 13 days or so. Okay, the category is unknown. The base operations is from Brazil to France. When is the 1880s? Powers, invisibility, and mind control. Most dastardly deed is treating humans like farm animals, and fear factor is 5. Now, I can actually understand that because this story is just straight up messed up. Which is why I'm going to state a content warning, like I probably should have been doing for the past 13 days. This is your warning to turn back now if you can't handle really weird shtick. But if you're deciding to stick around, I hope you're ready for this. There are only so few stages of development in this world, from the oyster up to man. Why should there not be one more? And look, there is one more. As man is to dumb beasts, so the Horla is to man, a new being. The Horla began its dreadful business in Brazil near Sao Paulo, herding people like human cattle and feeding on their life force as they slept. First it made its victims listless and weak, and then it wormed its way into their brains so they could not flee from it even if they knew it was there. And they might not have even known it was there, for mere human senses cannot perceive the Horla. It is completely invisible. As the Horla wreaked havoc in Brazil, it did not look good for humanity. Inevitably, the Horla would make of man what man has made of the horse and ox, his chattel, his slave, and his food, by the mere power of his will. Woe to us. Eventually, the Horla grew bored of Brazil and hopped a magnificent Brazilian three-master sailing to France. The stowaway jumped ship near the city of Rouen. If any French people are watching, I sincerely apologize for butchering the name of the city. It's spelled Rouen, and chose a new victim, a nameless Frenchman. Day by day, the Frenchman chronicled his decline in his diary. First, he was haunted by the apprehension of coming misfortune or approaching death, a presentiment which is no doubt an attack of some illness still unnamed. The symptoms were terrible: a feverish enervation, enervation, an uncomfortable feeling of disquietude that came on as the night closed in. Whence come those mysterious influences which change our happiness into discouragement and our self-confidence into diffidence? He wrote. One might almost say that the invisible air, is full of unknowable forces, whose mysterious presence we have to endure. Plus, some strange things were happening. The Frenchman kept a decanter of water in his bedroom, and he awoke one morning to find the decanter empty, although he had no memory of getting out of bed or drinking it. Had he been sleepwalking? As a test, he wrapped a bottle in white muslin and tied down the stopper with knotted string. He covered his face and hands with pencil lead before he retired, and when he woke up, there were no pencil marks on the muslin. The string still held the stopper in place, and yet the water was gone. Something had been drinking the water without opening the bottle. There was a Horla in the house. Okay, now that is evil. Not only does he feed off of his mind and make him go crazy, he's drinking his water without permission. That's also actually kind of funny, if you ask me. The Frenchman dreaded the night and his bed. He steeled himself to wait for sleep as a man might wait for the executioner. In his diary he wrote, "I am lost. Somebody possesses my soul and governs it. Somebody orders all my acts, all my movements, and all my thoughts. I am no longer anything in myself, nothing except an enslaved and terrified spectator of all the things I do. I wish to go out, I cannot. He does not wish to, and so I remain, trembling and distracted in the armchair in which he keeps me sitting. I merely wish to get up and to rouse myself so as to think that I am still master of myself. I cannot. I am riveted to my chair." Night by night, the Horla fed on him. Only for brief moments would its power slip. Once, when the Horla loosened its grip, the Frenchman fled the house, but before he could get to a railroad station and speed away to safety, the monster reasserted itself. Meekly, the man returned to home like the sheep that he was, but the Frenchman was resilient. The next time the will of the Horla slept, he called a locksmith and had iron shutters put up on his bedroom windows. An innocent activity. The Horla didn't even bother to stop it. Okay. And there's a paragraph here. The Horla's revenge. The anonymous narrator of the Horla slowly goes mad under the creature's malign influence. Well, author Guy de Maupassant also slowly went mad. 4 years after the Horla came out, he found himself in an insane asylum and died there 18 months later. There's your twist ending. Okay, we're almost done here. The Frenchman waited until he was certain the Horla was in his room, and then he slipped out, closing the door behind him and locking it with 2 padlocks. The Horla was trapped, and before it could seize his will again, the Frenchman set his house on fire. From a clump of laurel bushes in the garden, he watched his home tumble down in blazing shambles. Surely he had killed the Horla, but then he worried. The Horla was so different from us that our feeble eyes could not perceive it. What if it was so different that fire could not harm it? What if nothing could stop the Horla? The reign of man is over, and he has come. Beyond the book, humans are animals. The Horla is not the only one who tries to domesticate humans. In Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels, 1726, the intrepid voyager Lemuel Gulliver journeys to the land of Oh, for the love of God, why does he have to make these words so hard to pronounce? It's spelled Houyhnhnms. We're just going to call them smart horses, because I am not reading that more than once. Intelligent civilized horses use savage humans called yahoos as beasts of burden. The smart horses are amazed by Gulliver, a lowly human who can nevertheless imitate a rational creature. The only humans they've ever met have been good for nothing but pulling plows or carriages. Over time, Gulliver comes to idolize the wise and virtuous smart horses and despise humanity. When he sails away from the land of the smart horses, it is in a boat made from the skins of yahoos. That is to say, humans. Okay, that is some straight up horror movie crap right there. What the frick? What the frick, Jonathan Swift? What the frick? What the actual frick? I'm not sure what to think of that, so we're going to tell another cheesy joke. So, a man walks into a bar and sees a horse standing behind the counter. He looks surprised, and the horse says, "Surprised to see me here?" And the man says, "Yeah, I never thought the cow would sell the place." So basically the humor comes from the fact that an animal is owning and running a bar. And I'm sorry that was terribly cheesy, just like the joke I told on about skeletons after Frankenstein. But look, I needed to do that because that was insanely dark. Okay. Weird tales. The Horla was very influential on a particular kind of fiction, sometimes called weird tales. The writer H.P. Lovecraft, in his essay Supernatural Horror in Literature, 1927, says that weird tales should give the reader a profound sense of dread and contact with unknown spheres and powers from the reader's from the universe's utmost rim. Lovecraft singled out for praise the Golem, which we read a couple days ago, where its haunting, shadowy suggestions of marvels and horrors just beyond reach, as well as the works of Edgar Allan Poe, Frankenstein, and especially the Horla as a story perhaps without a peer. Of course, if the true weird tale must possess breathless and unexplainable dread of outer unknown forces as Lovecraft claims, then the true master of the weird tale is Lovecraft himself. In a series of stories starting with The Call of Cthulhu, 1928, Lovecraft produced a series of terrifying narratives of ancient gods and extraplanetary beings of immense power who care nothing for humanity and constantly threaten to crush us like ants. So yeah, that was crazy. At least I gave you guys a bit of a warning beforehand, but with that being said, we have reached the end of the video. I hope to see you tomorrow for day 14, I think. Yeah, day 14. And thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I will see you next time. Bye!